And it's a bad one. Well, many congratulations to both players on a fantastic match. Good friends, as you can see. And John Lumley has proved that he absolutely belongs in this company. There were those who doubted it before, but Camden is truly the best player in the world, and John Lumley has proved to be a very worthy challenger. What an amazing match.
I think it's safe to say that John's won a lot of fans this week all around the tennis world. But I just wanted to tell the people, how does it feel to have played your first World Championship?
Absolutely amazing. I've seen these guys obviously play, and I've been a part of the process, but when everyone's screaming at you from the gallery, and it's like nothing I've ever experienced. It really is a fantastic atmosphere. That's a lot to do with Westwood and all the people here, but it really was incredible. An addictive feeling for sure, and I'll be chasing it for many more years to come, I hope.
Well, congratulations, John Lumley.
And that makes you an outstanding and truly exceptional world champion. To Camden Riviere.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Now, you mentioned you've won, this is your third World Championship, but how does it feel to now be on the same number of World Championship wins as the great Howard Angus and the great Chris Ronaldson?
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. So this
You
is
know
news.
it now.
To be on the World Championship board at all, as John said, he and I have had the same dream since we were about 10 years old, becoming world champion. So to be on this cup at all, to be one of 26 world champions ever in the history of the world is a pretty amazing feeling. And I want to say I got used to it, but you don't. Every time I say it, every time I see this trophy and compete in matches like this, I'm reminded about how special it really is. And it's just an absolute honor.
Well done.
So.
Camden.
Cold, man. Should have put some practice back on. I think that's just.
Can you hear me? Hello everybody, welcome to Newport and the National Tennis Club at the International Tennis Hall of Fame. My name is Jeremy Winterstein. I'm the chair of the International World Championship Committee, and it's my honor to introduce the players for today's match. Before doing so, many thanks go to Tony Hollins, National Tennis Club head professional and a tournament organizer for today's match, and to Susie Faulkner, Chief Executive of the International Real Tennis Professional Association, for all their efforts in getting us to today. Thanks also go to Ryan Carey for making it possible to watch the match from around the world, and to all the volunteers. The Real Tennis World Championship is played every 2 years, and this marks the third time it's been played in Newport. It's one of the oldest world championships in sport and has been contested for hundreds of years. The match is 7 out of 13 sets, with 4 sets being played today. The top players vie for world championship points in over a 2-year period, and then compete in a playoff to determine the challenger. The challenger, John Lumley, is from Maidenhead, England, and is the head professional at the Racquet Club of Philadelphia. He has won 4 Opens and challenged in 2023 for the World Championship. World champion Camden Riviere is from Aiken, South Carolina, and is the touring professional at Westwood Country Club. He was world champion from 2016 to 2018, and is again now since winning it back in 2022. Camden has won 31 Opens and is also the current world doubles champion. Camden and John are good friends off court, and they are friendly rivals across the net. Their talent and dedication to their craft is incredible. So please, one more time, please join me in recognizing these great players. Marking today's match is Neil McKenzie, professional at the Queen's Club in London. Assisting him is Josh Smith, senior professional at the National Tennis Club. Some match logistics for the spectators. Please turn your phones off. Please do not use any flash photography. And if you need to leave your seats, please only leave your seats when the players are changing sides. And lastly, these two are incredible players. There will be many times when you think the point is over and it's not going to be over. So please remember to hold your applause and cheering for when the point is truly over. Lastly, please join me in welcoming Missy Keene, who will be singing the players' national anthems. After the national anthems, the players will do a warm-up, and Neil McKenzie will then start the match. Thank you very much.
broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous
we switch hands?
Yeah, so we need to play.
I'll try, if you could follow this. Not a little read. Let this read, and then this will read. Let's see. Yeah, let's put the other one back in and hope it kicks into gear. Thanks, though. That one back in. It might kick into life. It's on 48, so. Well, it kind of likes it a little bit. Half likes it, half doesn't. Yeah, 48% should last a little match. Okay. Doesn't matter. Sure.
Ladies and gents, welcome to Newport, Rhode Island for this 2025 World Championships singles final match. My name's Adrian Kemp. I'm a pro at the New York Racket and Tennis Club. Going to be doing some commentary today with Tony Hollins, who's the head pro here at the National Tennis Club at the International Tennis Hall of Fame in Newport. Tony, we're really excited for this match here. I think everyone agrees these two are the best two players in the world. Camden Riviere, current world champion. John Lumley from the Racket Club of Philadelphia, his challenger this year. Tell us a little bit about these two guys' preparations. They've both been up here for a few days now, and took us through how you see this first day of play going.
Yeah, first of all, hi everybody. This is incredibly exciting. The Hall of Fame is honoured to host this event, which I believe is the longest continuously existing World Championship in sport. Yeah, both guys have been here. They got 10 days of practice. I haven't seen any of John's practice. They actually have 10 days of closed practice, so I've had to curtain one of the windows in our pro shop in Newport to allow me to continue to work while he was initially hitting with Steve Vergona, who is now over and doing well at the French Open. And then when Steve left, Rob Fay came in, who obviously has just an absolutely vast amount of World Championship experience. So is helping John with kind of all areas of the challenge. I was lucky enough to hit with Camden on a few of the days of practice. He's also had Josh Smith. Tim Chisholm has been here, who also just a wealth of World Championship knowledge. Yeah, I can tell you that Cam is hitting the ball very well. So no, this is exciting. This is, we're excited to get started.
And so for those who maybe haven't seen this World Championship format before, it's a little different from the regular open format where we're playing best of 5 set match. Today we're going to play 4 sets. 4 sets regardless of how many each player wins. Thursday we're going to come back and play another potentially 4. The guys are playing best of 13, so it's really a race to 7 sets. And quite an unusual format that we only get to play in these World Championship cycles. And I know from speaking to both the guys beforehand, it's a format that has its own challenges. And I think they've both been, doing a lot of preparation, getting ready to, to stick in for a longer match. They're going to have the opportunity to come back tomorrow and practice again, maybe make some tweaks depending on how this first day goes. And I think the fast court here at Newport is going to lead to some pretty spectacular play from both these guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's unique in the sense that you can, after day one, they're going to go back, and between the match days, they get another couple of hours on the court. They get a practice, so they can truly kind of talk to their team, see what was working, see what wasn't, make adjustments. It adds a really interesting tactical element to this. We might see different game plans on day 2 to day 1 and day 3.
Both guys looking really fit. I think Camden, especially, he's been out of commission in terms of playing tournaments for the past 6 months or so. I believe he had a slight injury playing over in Australia at the start of the year, played through it a little bit, played the US Open, and since then I believe that's been his last competitive tournament. So we're kind of seeing him for the first time in a little while. This is obviously the priority for him this year. John, as we know, is always in great shape, but looks to be moving great. We watched a little bit of the practice earlier today. So I think both these guys are really at the top of the game. They've both built their seasons around this week of tennis.
Yeah, for sure. And John also, with it being his second challenge now, what did Cam say? He's been involved in 7 of these.
7.
This is his 7th. Yeah, so I think just having that experience of how to phase your training in the 2-year build-up as well. I know Rob talked about the different phases that he would go through, where he'd do kind of heavy lifting at the beginning and then kind of work more on the cardio and the refining and more hitting the closer you get to the big event. Cam, yeah, he had to relinquish his stranglehold that he's had on the pro singles this year, the Shockett Cup, which is played in Newport. He loves that event, but he was smart about it. He went away. He's been doing the rehab. He's been doing the work with his physio and masseuse and all of the different things to make sure that he is in tip-top shape for this event.
Yeah, you mentioned the pro singles, which is the tournament held here in Newport every year, and Camden's had a real stranglehold on that event, and I was just looking at some stats yesterday. He has won that event before this year, I think 14 times in a row. Like you said, he didn't enter this year, but during those 14 years, not only has he won the event, but he's really dominated in terms of sets won as well. The last 10 of those victories, he dropped 5 sets.
Wow.
In the whole tournament.
Yeah.
All 5 of those sets were to Rob Fay. So no one's taken a set off of him here in Newport at the US Pro other than Rob for the past 10 years, which obviously makes it a daunting task for John today. The fact that they didn't play each other this year in the US Pro, perhaps that might help John psychologically.
Yeah.
Because I know they played in the final the previous 2 years, which Cam won reasonably comfortably.
Yeah, I guess is the last time the two stepped on court together the US Open final. So
it would be, yeah.
John's walking out here having been victorious the last time that these two stepped on the court. He's also seen Camden play here through all the pro singles and stuff like that. So I don't think it's any secret just how devastating Cam can really strangle you with that railroad that he hits here. He also just retrieves unbelievably well. So on these faster courts, I think
Ladies
it
and gentlemen,
benefits.
players are now ready. A
Let
quick
Neil do his
reminder to
thing.
turn your phones off and to keep calling to a minimum until the point is finished, please. Today we're playing 1 of 4 sets. Love all, play.
Here we go. I mean, look at that. Straight in. Fantastic rally right out of the gate.
15 love.
Both guys will be happy to just feel the ball on the strings a few times, kind of get the first couple of points under their belt.
Do you think nerves will be a factor? Both guys obviously been playing at the top of the game for the past, in Cam's case, the past almost 20 years.
Yeah, for sure.
Has he spoken to Cam? Does he get nervous? Does he feel nervous?
He does, yeah.
Matches?
And I think that's also important too, right? Like if you're not nervous for the biggest match in a 2-year cycle, then you probably shouldn't be out here. And it also is. It's just such a unique build-up. It's a unique event. So much that's riding on this 1 week. To be crowned world champion for the next 2 years. That's very good.
A couple of tough bounces out there. I think as the balls knocked in. I think both guys did well to react to slightly unusual bounces and keep the ball in play.
Yeah, and you can see Cam hasn't pulled it off yet. He's actually missed the galleries high a little bit, but going for that, he's missed above second gallery a couple of times, so he's got his eyes on getting to that service end as quickly as possible. That's good play from John. Good sustained pressure there through that rally.
30-15.
I've seen John start with that railroad. Do you expect him to lean on that pretty heavily today?
Yeah, like I say, I'm sure he's been talking to Rob extensively about exactly that. I think so. I think it helps you stay at that service end. You don't get that cheap gallery off the first ball. So even if you're not serving it perfectly, I think it just helps you accrue points from that service end.
We've got Neil McKenzie, one of the top markers in the world over from Queen's Club, to officiate this match. Neil's been doing the last few British Open
better than 3
singles matches, so he's been flown over as the most qualified guy. I think he's got Josh Smith up in the galleries as well, helping him out with some fault calls.
Yeah, it's a good shot from Cam.
30-40.
So obviously Drew Lyons held that responsibility for a long time. Has Neil copied Drew's hairstyle in preparation for this event?
I don't know if it's an intentional choice, but there's certain similarities there.
You have to be wizened to be in that.
Absolutely.
That's a good shot.
15 love.
Already, here's that railroad, and it's just so tough to volley that ball. He gets it nice and deep through the court. And then it's hitting low on that back wall, very rarely nicking, but maybe a foot or so up on that back wall, and then it's very tight to that side wall. He almost like cuts that railroad. And then your options are limited. He's read exactly what you're going to do, so you just feel like you're being smothered the entire time. Little deep on that one. Good shot from John.
15-30.
Yeah, when you think about John's game plan here, obviously Camden's known, has built his reputation on his retrieving. I think he's definitely added a lot more to that over the years, but he's been consistently the best retriever over the past 10 or 15 years. Is John looking to out-rally Camden today, or do you think he needs to try and finish those points early?
That's the trick. So I think there's a perfect example. I think both guys are looking for that second gallery, and then I think the only way you're getting the ball consistently by Cam is being at the service end, using the threat of that timbre. I think whoever stays at that service end, it's not probably not too much of a hot take, but whoever's at that service end is going to have a a very good day. It's just almost impossible to get the ball by either of these guys.
I mean, it's such a good return from John there on the volley, and Cam reads that corner so well.
So well.
We watched back a little bit of the 2016 World Championship between Rob and Camden, which was held here as well. And I think that was one of the shots that Cam really excelled at. You know, Rob was cutting that ball into the corner, and it almost didn't matter how well he cut it. Cam would get it back, and you know, a lot of the time he was getting it back in the grill, hitting timbers. So I'll be interested to see how John approaches that as well. I feel like Cam's made a couple of errors in there, but also picked up a couple of very good,
unbelievable ones.
Good gets.
I think that's the play, though. John's looking to attack that backhand volley there, flatten it out, get it in and around that danger area. Might not have pulled it off there, but I think that's the plan.
Bit of a lucky bounce there for John. I kind of feel like these early stages are you know, fairly critical for, especially for John. You know, he's obviously coming in with a lot of confidence. He did beat Camden the last time they played, but he'll be looking to make sure that he doesn't get down in this match. Camden's such a good, you know, front runner when he gets on top of the game, and you know, his confidence is up. He's pretty difficult to live with for these, you know, for his peers.
Absolutely.
So this is crucial for John here. Yeah, it's a great shot.
One game all.
So 1 game all here. Both guys trading some targets. Both moving around the court really nicely. We were a little worried earlier about the court sweating just a touch out here. But there's some fans out there kind of circulating.
Yep,
looks
kind
like
of sealed up the building. Yeah, we're one of the only courts in the country that's actually truly ground level. So if you dug down a foot, you'd hit dirt. So when we get those big humidity swings, the concrete just takes a long time to get up to the air temperature.
Chase, better than 6 yards.
Get that muggy air clinging to every surface.
I think it's only going to get warmer in here. There's 100 or so bodies in here. Obviously the complete sellout for the full week. A lot of excitement in the town.
Let's get that in. Yeah, we're very lucky. So we, as part of the fundraising for this, we have something called the National Tennis Club Annual Sponsorship Program. We actually had over 75% of the Newport members participated in that to some degree this year. So a huge, huge thank you to everybody who helped us make not only this event, but the Pro Singles, the Pell Cup, the Ladies World Championship. Yeah, all of that possible this year. It's been a huge year at the club. Oh, wow. That was a crazy bounce. That actually caught. We've got the court's divided into 3 plates as you go down, and there's a crack at second gallery, so that must have hit the either the 5-yard or the second gallery crack as it was coming out off the back wall.
I think I'm right in saying this is the oldest court in the US.
That's right. Yeah, oldest still existing at least. And it's the original floor. There's only one patch on the floor at the service end. You can see a slightly differently coloured patch at second gallery that was installed in the rebuild in 1980. But yeah, the rest of it is original 1880 floor.
Lost the chase, worse than 6.
Leave.
Oof, really tight. Yeah, tight leave there, very brave.
Better than the second gallery. On the chase.
Clinical.
Server leads 40-15.
It's new pace.
Yeah.
30-40.
You see a lot of the top guys hitting that body line ball these days. I feel like there's definitely some shooting for the corners, but that ball right down the middle at the guy's body seems to be very popular and very effective.
No, exactly. Try and find that right hip. I guess for Cam, it would be the left hip.
Left hip. Send a message as well.
Yeah.
So we are reading some of your comments on the YouTube stream. So comment away if you've got any questions for us. Absolutely throw them in there. Looks like we've got 250 people on there at the moment. So love to hear your thoughts, where you're watching from, predictions, and yeah, any questions for us.
Receiver, chase better than the last gallery.
That's good shot.
Game receiver, 2-1, first set 2-1.
I've got a feel yet as to the crowd's temperature, like who they're backing. I know the obvious ones who are here in support of Cam. I know the obvious ones who are here in support of John. Yes, it's been pretty well split so far. I think even the crowd feels a little nervous at the moment. It's
yeah. I think a lot of people who are here have, such personal connections to, one or other of the players that they're feeling nervous.
Yeah.
Maybe more so than the guys themselves. But yeah, I expect most here will have one favourite or another. I think there's probably a lot of neutrals here who'd love to see, this day go two sets all.
Yeah.
Really set us up nicely for the Thursday.
There you go, right there, like a pretty open ball, and Cam is very clearly looking for that early chase.
Yeah.
Punish with that railroad.
40 love, one chase.
It's probably the first loose ball from John. He had that on his racket.
Yeah. Yeah, he read that. He was all over it. I think he'd expect to make that next time round. I think there's definitely been something for both guys in the opening stages here, though. Like you said, I agree. Cam is really, he's looking for those galleries, looking to dominate the service end. It'll be interesting to see what John does from that receiving end. You mentioned earlier he's been working with Rob, and I think Rob found a way in a number of matches. I'm thinking about that Queen's World Championship final where he essentially just hit winners from the receiving end.
Yeah,
on days 2 and 3.
Hit through Cam, basically, right? Yeah.
I'm sure that's something that Rob's been talking about with John. I don't know if John quite naturally has that power that Rob does, but
yeah, it's not his natural style, is it? He plays a much more conventional, traditional. There's even, like, you look at the two guys' styles, and they are quite similar, with the obvious differences that they're right and left-handed. But John tends to hit everything a little flatter, a little faster. Cam, you'll see a lot more variety of spins and speeds, and very rare that he hits the same shot twice.
Yeah, a little loose from John there. That's got to go down on the floor. And obviously, that's the danger. Playing Cam from the service end there.
Yeah.
Give him anything loose, he's very likely to put it away.
Sharp, yeah.
Right now, John, here we go. 30 love.
Just hearing Robbie Whitehouse in the side galleries there. Robbie, part of John's
Cam went for it.
John's team up here.
30. Well done.
Mentioned earlier, Rob Faye's here as well. John's fiancée, Libby's up here. Mother Penny.
Chase. 1 and 2.
Father Colin, Sister Tara. So John's got the whole entourage. I think half of the side galleries are a part of the Lumley family, extended family.
A lot of experience there too.
A lot of experience, yeah. I wonder if Penny has given him any advice about how
there you
to
go.
multiple
Tara was
ladies
competing.
single world champion.
Tara was competing in the Ladies World Championship earlier in the year, so second trip for her. John was here in support of her during that one. She's returning the favour.
I think Newport in September's a pretty easy sell.
Yeah.
Time. 40-15. Chase 1 and 2.
Feels like it's a pretty crucial junction in this first set here.
Oh, change of serve. Wow.
Shot, John.
Yeah, I think when John has that short chase,
30, 40.
you know, defending 1 and 2 there, you might expect him to throw up something higher.
Oh yeah.
You know, take the pace off. It's back to that railroad.
Game receiver, that is 4 games to 1. 4-1. Lumley.
Yeah, just eyes glued to the court, just watching the points, it hasn't felt that one-sided, but you then look down at the scoreboard and Cam's just kind of drifted into a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, a couple errors from John in the past 5 minutes. You know, I think it's so difficult to, you know, to hit past Camden. A lot of us end up trying to do too much.
So easy to do that. You hit your best shot and it comes back to a length.
Here we go, John, right now. 30 love.
So yeah, looks like we're going to get a change of serve, going for the high one again here.
Go. Chase, worse than the second gallery, 30 love.
Cam will be fine with that.
Yeah, I think he was perhaps looking for the right side of the dead on as we look there, but it's one of those where you can swing away, and as long as you keep it below the roof, it's a great get.
Here we go. 15-30, 15-30.
So if you're John, it's still early stages, but are you making any tweaks, any changes right now?
I don't think so yet. You know, like you said, it is really early.
Whoa.
Out of court, out of court.
Wow.
Yeah, really unusual bounce there. You know, I think at the moment we're still at the stage where, you know, John's got to stick with the plan, but just execute it better.
Yeah.
You know, he's made a couple of at this level unforced errors, a couple of balls just missing his targets, and especially in these tight, you know, some of these tight games. You know, a point here and there can make the difference.
Yeah.
So I don't think he'll be throwing Plan A out of the window quite yet.
What was the stat that Federer had in his in that speech he made? He won 54 or 56% of his career points.
Is that right?
Yeah. Had a Hall of Fame career and only won 56% of his career points.
Yeah, fine margins.
Yeah.
This one.
So a pretty crucial game here. I feel like John needs to get this one to have any chance of staying in the set. 40-30, worse than second. deep serve from Cam.
Won it.
And wins it. A little bit of a risky shot down the line there.
Yeah.
Like, but just enough.
15 love.
Cam looking dialed in right now.
Chase. John. That's it. Second gallery, 15 love.
Just getting a little bit more volume from the Philadelphia contingent in the crowd. You can see Henry Smith lurking behind Neil Mackenzie at the markers box there.
Yeah.
I think these guys will be, they'll be ready to get vocal. Just need something to feed off. A couple of targets, a couple of great gets.
The court, I mean, I see a lot of balls fly around this court. These are the match balls, so the way it works in terms of the build-up, the first 7 days of the 10 are with actually an entirely different set of balls, all made by Darren Long. So they should be very similar. And then the final 2 days of practice leading into the match days, you have the match balls. These ones still seem to be playing very severe. Like they're really, covers are a little fresher. They're really staying down. A lot more balls seem to be nicking and staying low. I don't know who that favors necessarily, with both these guys being such unbelievable retrievers, but I think it'll be interesting to see how it looks on day 2 and 3.
I heard some people saying that the court here was perhaps a little bit slower than in previous years. Do you think that's a function of the balls, or is that the court itself has somehow changed characteristics in the last 15 or 20 years? I know Camden himself said that he felt like the court was a little bit less severe and a little bit slower than
I guess historically, kind of the George Wharton, Rich Smith balls, like they were very severe. So maybe the balls, the back wall has been on the dead on wall has been refinished a couple of times. Maybe that's playing into it a little bit.
I remember those Rich Smith bullets.
Oh yeah.
He definitely wasn't looking to have any long rallies out here, I don't think.
No.
Heard he was back at Queen's Club a few weeks ago. Great to have him around the game.
What a point going on here.
Oh, out of court.
That's a big point. The fist pump from Cam.
Game server, 5 games to 2.
Ryan gave you a little glimpse of Adrian sitting in the grill there, but quickly panned away. Oh, there he is. I'm lurking over Adrian's shoulder. Great get from Cam. Made that look very easy.
Chase.
That's another great point.
It's a little subtle one, but as you see Cam's ready position, he's got that very extreme backhand grip, which he seems to favour. I think from years of digging out the Chisholm and Fay cut volleys, his backhand is actually very extreme and his forehand is actually very flat. So he tends to cut way fewer balls on his forehand than he does his backhand. Backhand, he has to take almost off his back foot, his racket's so open. There we go, flat ball on the forehand. Not lucky there.
30 love.
Went for that little tickle.
15.
Tickle one up the line. So there we do have, I believe, the biggest bando in the country. John found that. Trying to aim for that second gallery.
Yeah, there's been a couple that have just sort of nicked off the edge, and it does mean you've always got to be ready for it, which these guys so far have been.
Yeah.
So we got first set point here for Camden. Got a second gallery chase. It just kind of eased through the gears in this set. And I think John started very nicely in those first couple games, playing a lot of good stuff, but Cam's kind of been winning more of those extended points, especially from the service end.
It's been very, very steady, right? There hasn't...
Receiver leads, chase the second gallery.
Just that sustained pressure through the set.
That's a great get. Oh.
There we go, first set to Camden. There we go. Okay, maybe that'll get the crowd going a little bit.
Yeah. Not too much reaction from Camden. I think he knows it's still early.
Yeah.
In this format. Don't know how much of the fist pumping and that we'll see today. Obviously, day one. I know there was in some of his matches with Rob and some of the challenge matches he used to have with Steve. There was definitely some, some fist pumping, trying to psych each other out.
Yeah.
Him and John have a little bit of a different relationship. But it'd be kind of nice to see a little bit of
a bit of fire,
a little bit of something out there.
Yeah, for sure. You had a chance to chat to both Cam and John, right, ahead of this challenge, and they were kind enough to kind of take some time out and talk about the upcoming match. Were there any kind of big reveals or any highlights that came out of that?
I don't know if there were any big reveals. They didn't give much insight into the match tactics.
Yeah.
They probably realised I spilled the beans. But I think both were actually incredibly relaxed. At least when we spoke last week. I think Camden especially has been through this process a number of times now. This is his seventh final. The first one back in 2008 in Fontainebleau. I actually went to that. I think that's the only other singles one I've been to.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. I drove over with Ricardo Smith, who very good player, a few years ago as well, and we went to watch it. And we were only going for Tuesday, the first 2 days.
Yeah.
Camden
was 7-5, right? Is that right?
7-5, yeah.
I think that was even. I think it was even 5-all in the 12th set, if I remember.
I think you're right. I think it was. So he's been doing this for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
So he was relaxed. He got married recently, so
I was the officiant.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay impartial here, but he was actually the officiant at my wedding. He cried at the altar more than I did, I think.
But yeah, he was very relaxed. He's been through the process. I think he's feeling good about his body. He's feeling good. Good about where his game was. I think a few people had some questions because we hadn't seen him for, as we mentioned, a number of months. But no, confident, and today we've actually got used to him. I think in the previous few years being strapped up, whether it's something on the knee. Today he doesn't have anything we can see there. The knees are.
I think he might. I mean, who knows? But he looks a little stronger through the legs as well, I think.
Yeah, so we said earlier, this really is his whole year here. He skipped a lot of other events just to get ready for this. So he's in prime condition.
Yeah. So hard to read.
First game of the second set. 1-1.
Josh Smith and I did some 2-on-1s against Cam earlier in the week. When he gets that forehand, he can go anywhere with it, with kind of short backswing, and he can drive that, he can cut it, he can go down the line.
Yeah, he holds it very late, doesn't he? It's difficult to see what he's going to do.
15 love.
He's maybe one of two people that holds the shot like that, the other being Mr. Stout.
I'm not sure he's really decided where he's going to hit it until he hits it sometimes.
Second gallery? Oh no.
Hey, the last gallery.
There we go.
15 love.
Do we have any questions, comments? How's the chat looking?
Yeah, I've got a few guys on the chat. Guess we'll give a few shout-outs. Got Ben Gatorbeek on there, I think. Looks like he's in Paris. Got the French Open going on at the moment as well.
Some big matches there too.
Yeah, some interesting results. So what with the World Championship being played concurrently, we've got a little bit of a weaker draw in Paris than maybe we might normally have, which has actually given some guys some opportunities.
Yeah.
I think Vaughan Hamilton almost beat Nicky earlier.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ben's in Paris. I'm sure he's probably doing the streaming there. He's doing a great job over in the UK with their streaming. I think helping the French out as well.
That's great.
So thanks to Ben for that, and also Ben fed us some stats as well that we'll probably use during the week here as well.
Oh, good. There we go.
Ken Fortin, also on the commentary, John Murphy. Rackets world champion Ben Corsten. Fire up Lumley, he says. Quite a good court tennis player as well.
I believe it.
Charlie Hurstel over in Paris. Sergio Lopez.
Yeah, I think he's in the building somewhere.
Vamos Cam. I guess he's
Vamos
multitasking.
Cam.
40-15, receiver lead. Chase the last gallery. Come on, John.
All right, a couple of game points for John here.
Yeah, I feel like he needs to take this opportunity.
Yeah, string a couple of games together and...
Did some great retrieving, but always felt like he was on the defensive in that rally. So tough, as you said, with Cam serving this tight railroad to get yourself on top in the point.
Game.
There we go. We played John. 1 game all.
1 game all.
Yeah, I mean, a big part of learning a new serve is learning the patterns that are going to come from it, right? The likely responses. And Cam is just so well versed in. And on top of that, he just reads. He reads you so well. You set up and think you're masking a shot, and then you look up and he's already standing there with his racket ready. It's that's a great game.
I mean, it's a great cut shot from John there.
Didn't panic. Gets it back on the floor. It's pretty ridiculous. And then misses that.
15 love.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting point you make there about getting it back on the floor. You know, he's that kind of ball that's getting cut down, and he does it also really well on the volley when the ball's getting driven at him. I think, you know, certainly most of us, and you know, even the guys, you know, at that next level, are happy getting that ball back, and you know, maybe they're hitting a loose shot. Cam is able to get it back and get it back on the floor.
Yeah, gets it back into those dangerous areas. It's you think you've hit the shot of your life, and then all of a sudden you're scraping it off a sidewall, a ball that's moving sideways or moving at 3 miles an hour, and you've got to generate something. It's very hard to find a chink in the armor.
Rolled up that one.
A lot of kind of heavy-looking bounces, to be honest.
Yeah, there has been a couple. I don't know whether that's that sort of day one set of balls still getting
Still quite
a
firm.
little knocked in.
Yeah.
Probably expect them to soften up a little bit as time goes on.
Yeah.
Do they practice tomorrow with the same
They do,
set of match
yeah.
balls? Okay, so they get another couple of hours into them.
And the guys can't send if you have to be on the court and using them. So they, like Cam couldn't send Josh and I out, for example, to rest but have us knock in the balls. He has to physically be participating in the practice. That is.
So he's going to bring his chair and tell you just to bash him around as hard as you can and soften
practice
him up
cut volleys or something. Turn up in his jeans.
So most of the pros in the game are playing with the Grays racket. These two are both playing with that Wayward racket in this match.
Yeah,
which is quite interesting. I know Justin at Wayward's been very open to having them sort of help develop the exact racket they want to have. A little bit of a loose ball there from John. But it's interesting to see. I've played with those Waywards a few times. It didn't do it for me, but it's definitely watching these guys play it seems to work.
Yeah, I think he's kind of settled into settled into a kind of regular build. They were changing. There were a lot of iterations initially, but it feels like he's now kind of found the formula, and these guys really like them.
Yeah,
it's good to have another manufacturer in the game. They've both got their own designs on there. John's got the kind of two-tone racket in honor of which of the world champions is it in honor of? I forget.
It was Clerge.
Is it Clerge? Is it Clerge's family colours or something? I forget what there was a reason for the two colours. People think it's in support of Ukraine, which I'm sure he doesn't not support Ukraine, but it is not to do with that. It's
yeah, I think Dr. Cohen and he. I don't know. It looks like a Jay Gould. We just got a little glimpse of it.
Okay.
I think Clerge maybe was the previous one. We'll find out for Thursday.
Yeah, there might be the Gould family colours. That's a great shot, and that gives them a 2-1 lead in the second set.
You can probably hear over the stream the gallery getting a little bit more animated now.
And again, it's interesting. So we're watching the match live. We
second gallery.
Do have a screen that Ryan's very kindly supplied for us where we can see the scoreboard, but I'm kind of looking forwards a lot of the time. So in the first set, it didn't feel like Cam had pushed that far ahead. And right now, it doesn't feel like too much has changed, but John has snuck into that 2-1 lead. So it just shows how fine the margins are, even with these slightly more one-sided scorelines.
Chase Weston last two chases.
Yeah. Good shot. Back to the service end.
I think just going back to the rackets, Cam was telling us he's got a racket with the design in honor of Ivan Ronaldson.
Yeah, it's great.
Who, again, just watching back some of the previous World Championships, he marked the match 2 years ago, and yeah, really fantastic tribute from Camden. They were very close. I know Camden spent a lot of time down at Westwood. So it's nice to be able to honor Ivan in that way. I think I'm right in saying that those of you at home who want to get hold of one, I think either Cam's auctioning one off or they're selling a installation. They're going to raise some money in support of the Ronaldson family.
That's great.
Nice good ball from John there. Just moving Camden around the court a little bit more.
Yeah, he's found some momentum right now, right? Like he's... Again, it doesn't feel like the game plan has changed, but like you said, just the execution, maybe just that 5-10% better. Oops.
Tricky bounce.
Tricky bounce there. We could have caught that one.
think perhaps in John's, you know, I'm thinking about John's game plan, going back to what you were asking at the, you know, the midpoint of that first set where he was 4-1 down. What would you change? You know, it doesn't feel like John has changed a lot. Great ball there into the winning gallery. Might be our first of the day.
Yeah. Little rackets move, turning onto the backhand, slotting it into winning gallery. 3-1 lead.
But maybe in the back of John's mind might be, you know, that last match they had at Westwood US Open final where, you know, Cam was carrying an injury into it. John kept him out there, and eventually, you know, John was able to kind of run him into the ground and get the win in 5 sets. So I don't know whether John will be thinking about the same kind of thing here, keeping Camden out there.
We've got an interesting situation here. The ball hit the bottom edge of the dead on. Neil actually thought it was inside the dead on. Both guys have agreed it wasn't. Neil called it worse than 6. It was the door. So Josh Smith, as the assistant marker, has stepped up, and both guys are happy. Play continues.
Yeah, good sportsmanship all round.
Good get.
Not hitting those galleries, that would be a prime.
Yeah, he's gone away from that a little bit. He has gone away from that a little bit. Just in the middle of that rally, though, John made a good get. Cam has a ball that's tricky, but it feels like you're ahead in the rally. It's so tempting to try and do a little bit too much with that. He just hit another ball to a good length. Just waited. He knows he's ahead. He's quite happy to. He's quite happy to rally.
Percentages.
Yep. He just understands his own game and. Okay, so 1 set to Cam, 3-1 to John.
Got a couple more comments on the chat. Andy Lyons watching at home.
15 love server leads.
Andy, I think, must have done 10, 12 World Championship markers. I think he's the best marker of all time. Great fun to watch play as well. Completely ambidextrous. So never hit a backhand. Yeah, and a really good player in his day.
Just someone was telling me he played with James Mayle, who had 2 backhands, like double-handed on both sides. So you had a guy with 2 forehands and a guy with 2 backhands.
I can believe it. Pretty confusing.
Yeah, they had the correct number between the 2 of them, but.
Just
narrowed the gap.
In it here.
Good shot from John.
That's a Rob Fay right there.
Oh yeah. Wow, 2 in a row.
It's a little hard from we're sitting here in the grill, so it's a little hard from our position to see exactly how tight these railroad serves are. But John obviously getting a little bit of space there.
Yeah. We'll see. Cam's movement looks sharp. He looks like he's on it. He's balanced. He's reacting quickly.
There we go. couple of balls coming off the edges of the galleries there.
We're sitting under that grill. Both the cams missed by 2-3 inches below that grill as well. It's another.
Twice, second gallery.
I think this might be one of the more satisfying grills to hit in the world. No, there's a lot in England that they make that nice thud. Over in the US, they've got the netting, the bells.
Yeah,
I much prefer this.
Yeah, a nice thud off the plexi. Yeah, we got a pretty unique view back here. We got a nice seat, plexiglass. Again, we have that beautiful stream that Ryan Carey puts together, so we can see that in real time. But yeah, we're actually watching the match live through the grill.
Yeah, huge shout out to Ryan. Everything he does, change the game, change the way we watch the game. Put so much time into it.
Wow, won the chase. If it was anyone else, I would ask if they meant it.
Second gallery. Second gallery.
He's got a chance to do it again here, so we'll see if he...
Stick to the game plan.
Yeah, it's a good ball from John.
40-30.
Yeah, he'll be desperate to get this, get that 2-game buffer back.
Kind of heavy low bounce.
Yeah, it's coming out quickly, but like you said, it's kind of staying very low.
Yeah.
These guys are, I think it's fair to say, probably two of the quickest guys out there. So
absolutely,
if they're not getting it, then no one is.
The other thing I noticed with both these guys, maybe more than others, is their ready position a lot of times is they'll kind of vary it, but you hit a loose shot, they'll be up at better than 4, worse than 4. They'll really push up, look to take time away from you that way, which is used in other games. Squash, look take time away. Obviously tennis, where you're closing the net, but they're very aware of when they can.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting point. Yeah, you see Camden up at chase 5, a lot of the time.
Yeah, even the way he slid across, so he's obviously backed off there and moved back to 1 yard, but there we go, he's up at like better than 4 there maybe. He's always looking to go forwards and attack you by taking time away. John does the same thing. That's where they are both very similar in that regard. You've just got to read the game so well, so you don't let that ball get behind you. You've got to move back when you...
Second gallery.
Another good return from John there, really stretching Cam on that backhand.
I think that's the difference, whether Cam's serving a little looser or John's just returning a little tighter. I think it's more the latter, honestly. He's making more inroads from this end of the court, which I don't think he was in the... Oh, it's another great game. Yeah, it's good.
So good at that.
But it does feel more neutral from this end of the court in this set compared to Cam. Felt like he was dominating a lot more from the service end in the first, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's right. Sure, I'm sure we'll get the stats at some point.
Yeah.
See the percentage of points won and lost. But it does feel like John's finding some ways to hurt Camden from that receiving end now.
Even there, though, that get, and then he gets it up the line, first bounce on the floor.
Receiver's advantage. Chase the second gallery.
Some of the Aiken contingent just flown in. Just moving into the dead on now. Rob and Pan Johnston just sitting down.
Take your sticks quickly. Sit. Second. Second gallery advantage receiver.
Neil laying down the law.
It's okay, take your seat. It's okay. We're in.
Yeah, such an intimate way to watch the match here. I think especially when you're in those dead-on seats and in the side galleries, you're right in the action. You're almost in the court.
Yep. That's a big swing. Felt like it could have gone 4-2. He's got it back to 3-all. Big couple of games coming up.
Yeah, both guys really sticking with that railroad. We thought maybe there'd be a little bit of a change-up perhaps at some point, but
it's interesting with the new balls that's still working pretty effectively as well. It's usually when the balls soften and the covers, like a bit of that fluff comes off, they tend to come back a little more on the railroad. But
right,
Chase.
It's a great shot.
1 and 2.
It looks like a pretty good 1 and 2 from where I was looking.
Chase, better than 5 to Chase here.
Yeah, good shot. It's got so many options.
Got Mike Carter on the chat as well. Mike, who built Preston Hall in the UK, where I learned Claire Fay. So Mike, great to see you on the chat. Hope everything's well.
John. 15 love, serve the lead. The first chase is 1 and 2. 1 and 2.
Rare miss.
15 all, better than 5.
It's going in.
Lost it better than 6.
It's a good example though there. See how Cam likes to roll that forehand much more than his backhand. He'll tend to cut the backhand, but he'll flat or even top spin a lot of those forehands cross court.
How's the chase worse than second?
Both guys going for that up the line from the service end though.
Yeah, are you surprised by that?
Yeah, there must be something that they've spotted. Maybe just open up the timbre grill side a little bit by keeping them honest, but
rare miss there
And
from
how's it better than second to chase?
Camden off the back wall. He probably wouldn't be too disappointed to have 2 hazard chases, 30-15 his way. It's so difficult to, even if you serve a decent railroad, it's so difficult to stop the guy
yeah.
hitting some kind of target off that return. Oops.
Hazard chase worse than second. Hazard.
Yeah, it's a good shot. There we go. Good example.
Give him a lot of space there, but
yeah, he doesn't need a lot
to find it.
Better than second. Hazard.
Such a good shot to great as well.
Yeah.
Receiver 4 games to 3. 4-3.
Great point.
Yeah.
Good pressure from John. So tough to get Cam just to give you a racket error though.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe John's...
A lot of times notice how he kind of takes pace off the ball when he's under a little bit of... He's still hitting a line, he's still hitting a length, but it gives him an extra millisecond or two of time to recover as well and get back to the middle, and then all of a sudden, that's a good shot.
15 love.
It's a good lesson for the amateur players. You don't always have to swing out. You don't always have to be looking to end the point. Just have confidence in your own game and stay in the rally. A lot of net chords.
Last, 2 chases.
Guess that's the margins these guys are working with.
Yeah. Nice of Ryan to put in a specific camera to show our handiwork on repainting the red net post. We have a new centre net. There we are.
Has it, James? Better than the first gallery. Has it? Yep. Won it.
That's a good shot. Great rally.
15 all. James, a yard worse than the last gallery.
This feels like a big game for John. Just stop the rot a little bit. Stay in this set.
Yeah, I think did he have 3-1?
He had 3-1 points for 4-2, I think.
Yeah, it feels like this is a must-win game here.
I mean, obviously nothing's decided on day one, but you want to carry some momentum into day two, get some sets on the board. Oops.
Oh,
yeah, that's a great shot.
Really nice.
30-15.
Yeah, it happened a couple times where Cam has had a good first day in those World Championships. I know he was 2-love up in Melbourne 2016 when he lost to Rob there. And also Queens 2018, I guess.
18.
Where I think he was 3-1 up after the first day. So it's you're right. It doesn't, it doesn't get decided today. But you kind of feel like John needs to build some momentum.
Yeah.
Camden's so difficult to play, particularly here.
Game server.
Maybe we'll share
5 games to 3.
some stats that Ben Gatenby sent over shortly about how formidable he is.
15 love.
You can see John psyching himself up as he kind of walks back to the returning side there.
I will say John is so mentally tough, mentally stable. He'll just keep fighting. He's got his routines. Wow.
15 all. 15 all.
Has Cam served anything other than that railroad so far today? I don't think he's hit a fault. And I don't think he's hit anything other than that railroad.
Don't remember, but yeah, I think maybe you're onto something.
I don't remember. Yeah. If someone else has seen anything else, let us know. But I think he's just been relentlessly sliding that thing down there.
I'm sure you're always telling
Gallery, 40,
your students here in Newport, you need to vary your serve, you need to learn, you need to master 3 or 4 serves. Maybe it's in this case you just get the one.
Just get.
You can serve that well and be done with it.
Stick to it.
Not good for the lesson numbers though.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to know at least 6 or 8 serves.
That's right, at least.
But yeah, he's obviously, he's liking what he's seeing there. We've seen Cam in some of the other matches against Faye, particularly over the years, play around with the bobble.
40, 15.
Some of the slower serves. I guess.
Second gallery has
Rob Faye.
Depends on the court, depends on the opponent, right? Like, yeah.
Here, you think he's
got
pretty
that
much
thing dialed in.
Yeah.
It's so consistent.
Won it.
So
There we go, second set.
6 games to 3. 2 sets to love.
Second set, 6 games to 3.
Really
Guys have the option to have the court cleaned right now. See if they'll put Neil to work.
And I feel like if I was Camden looked to be the one initiating this break. I feel like if I was Camden, I'd be trying to just get on with things, keep things moving.
Yeah. There we go, as you see on your screen right now. Thank you to the United States Court Tennis Preservation Foundation for supporting specifically the stream for this event.
John just asking for us if we've got any tips on the way through.
Yeah.
USCTPF supports so much of the good work that we do in the game, the court building, the court restoration, and thanks to them we're getting to watch this as well. I think shout out as well to the USCTA, who I know supported this financially. Also to all the patrons who support the National Fund, which Jeremy Winterstein and Ted Ganeos are heavily involved in. These guys have done an unbelievable job raising money for this event, and also some of the other events we have over here in the US. Totally changed the game. So thanks to these guys. We're getting Cam coming over here as well, getting a little bit of...
Oh, no. Oh, no one wants to see that.
A little bit of nutrition in after this
I know,
this second
yeah.
set.
Mr. Pardee just pointing out my shoe is actually busted on the back. If that's the only thing that goes wrong this week, I'm perfectly happy with that.
Yeah, huge job here, and I got to say this is it's such a fantastic event you've put on here. I know there's a lot of work that goes into behind the scenes. We all just show up on the day and assume everything's gonna run smoothly. But
yeah, no, it takes a village. It's been incredible. Josh Smith, who's up in the upper galleries right now, acting as the referee. All of his work in the build-up. Jake Felice, our trainee professional here. Amy Winterstein, Kathy Minovitz, and Sergio Lopez, who have handled all the social, the cocktail parties, all the big dinners, all of that sort of stuff. There are so many people who make these events possible. Here we go, set number 3.
Time. You take your seats, please.
So I think as the players left, I think John took a bathroom break. I think we probably lost a fair number of people in the galleries to
heading back to their seats soon. We have Tim Chisholm here. Do you want to have Adrian interview you for a couple of moments? Tim says no. Here you go. I'm going to pass my headset over to Mr. Chisholm.
Yeah, Tim Chisholm, doubles world champion. You've been in this format as well a number of times on the singles side. Hitting with Cam today, looked like you were moving well, hitting it well. How do you enjoy these first 2 sets here? Is Cam executing the game plan?
I think they both have just covered the court so well. I think Cam is, I think got another gear in him for a little bit more conviction, but nice to see him come back. Obviously, I'm here hitting with Cam this week, so nice to see him come back from a 3-1 down in the second. So John's got a very, good crowd in the side gallery, so this is a good atmosphere. I think this is a tough court for John. You know, Camden loves this court. It's very comfortable.
We were just alluding to the fact that this is probably his favorite court. I know he spent some time here as a pro. He's got an unbelievable record in the US Pro Singles, 14 in a row, we think, before he decided not to play this year. So this is obviously where he would choose to have the event. I know when we spoke to him, he was delighted that Newport would be hosting. But that being said, there's still a little bit of time to go. We talked a few minutes ago about the Melbourne match against Rob, where he won the first 2 sets, and then Rob came back to take the match. How do you compare that, like the open play that you guys are also used to playing with this 3-day World Championship format? It must be more difficult to keep the concentration.
It is. I mean, I think John and Rob are two different players, 2 different game styles. You know, Rob's arguably the best player ever and so offensive. And he was able to take it to Camden. John's style is very similar to Camden's. Both fantastic retrievers, cover the court really, really well, play great length. John's going to have to take a few more risks, I think, to try and dent Camden's, ability to cover the court. I think if he tries to do what Camden does and only tries to do it better, I think it's going to make for a very long 5 days.
Yeah, one of the things we were wondering, Camden in the lead-up said he's feeling great. He obviously built his whole year around this match. Dropped out of a number of events that he could have played just to get ready for this one. Not expecting any sort of inside knowledge here, but John did win in DC in the US Open. Camden came in with an injury. John kind of ground him down. It was a very long match, a grueling match. Do you think that might be a route to victory for John, or is Camden just feeling too good at the moment?
I think Camden's feeling too good. And the last time they played on this court, I think it was love 2-1 to Camden last year in the Pro Singles final. So, and then John didn't have the result he wanted in June here, losing in the semis. So, I think if we look at it from a court perspective, a huge advantage for Cam. And he's, even from a month ago, he came to Tux a month ago or so to hit, and his movement in a month is so much better. He just looks comfortable. But you never know. I mean, it's a long, long grind.
Yeah, you obviously played a World Championship final here back in 2004.
Long time ago.
A couple of years ago.
You keep bringing World Championships with me.
I know.
AJ, I'm one of 2 3-time losers of this event. Me and Lockie Dukar.
Camden also lost it 3 times.
Yeah, but he's won it 3 times.
Won it, yeah.
So.
That evens things out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Rob and I played here in 2004 after having gone 13 sets in 2002. And I think the tennis was much better in 2004 here overall, but he's just better than I was. He came out with, he just was very solid on day 1. And then day 2, I took the first set and had set points to get back in the match. And Rob comes out with 2 unreturnable caterpillars, which you don't see very much.
Have you been surprised by, Tony and I were talking towards the end of that second set about the serving and the variety. Camden seems to really be dialed in on this railroad. Obviously it's working. Would you expect to see a little bit more variety perhaps from John here, or is that?
Yeah, I would think so. John's happy to spend as much time as possible on the server side. That's where I would like to see a little bit more conviction with Camden on some returns. I mean, everyone talks about him being such a retriever. He can bring some heat when he wants to. John's giving him, an opportunity to hit the ball.
So you'd like to maybe see him take a little pace off, hit like the higher ones?
Yeah, a little bit more.
Just try something different.
13-15.
Whereas Camden's railroad on this court is, it just, it forces the opponents to go to a certain area, which he likes. One of the few people that can take that deep, tight railroad and do something with it is Rob, who can just turn and rip it. John has more of a cut force, like that one. You know, it's good, but it's got to be right on target.
Right.
James, the second gallery. 40-15.
Well, John's got an early lead in this one. 1-love up, 40-15 down. I feel like he needs to get off to a good start in this set. How's so you and Camden obviously doubles world champions since 2015. I think.
Morton Morrell.
Morton Morrell.
Court I've never played. I've heard nothing but good things about that. It's supposed to be really, really nice court, kind of in the middle of nowhere.
And so we got a reasonably new format for it, which I think began the last cycle 2 years ago.
Did it Bordeaux 4 years ago?
4 years ago.
Yeah.
So just the top 4 doubles teams will be there. Semi-finals and finals.
All best of 9.
All best of 9.
So should be fun.
And you're feeling good. I know you've always got something that's falling off or
running out of parts that need to be replaced. So
they duct tape you back together, and you're feeling ready to go.
I've chosen a good partner for the last 10 years. Try and get out of his way and let him do all the work.
I don't know. I think you do a little bit more than that.
We have a good time. But, we mesh pretty well together with our styles, and we have fun out there. So it's good. Nice to always play with a friend.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. Yeah, I think you guys have. It's been fun watching. We talk about. It's a great rally here, by the way. Some great gets.
The lob. Yeah, these two cover more court than any two players, I think.
Cam covers a similar amount when you're playing doubles together?
I would say so, yeah. Yeah, he gives me a 3 by 3 foot square to stand there and just like volley and smash balls, so. We have a good time. And it's, sounding like it'll be a similar makeup in Morton of the 4 teams. I think Rob and Nikki are going to play together. John and Steve and Bryn and Ben.
Okay.
So,
No strokes.
Really 4 really strong teams.
Yeah.
Gallery. Last gap.
And presumably Steve and John would be seeded 2 on the other side of the draw.
I think so. Yeah.
A little hard to get our head around sometimes the world rankings.
Yeah, it's
need a maths degree to figure it out.
Yeah, the fact that singles results help determine doubles rankings is a little strange, but is what it is.
Probably doesn't help your
your
ranking. Ooh, heavy cut there.
James, the last gallery.
You can definitely see what John's game plan is. Every chance to put it in the gallery.
15
right.
He wants to be serving.
When you were playing your at your kind of peak singles, you're really known for those guys who are watching online and maybe might be newer to the game, really known as a super aggressive returner, hit an unbelievable volley return, changed the way people hit it, also hit a lot of forces. Did you want to be at the service end, or were you happy just hanging out at the receiving end?
I think everybody wants to be at the server's end, and there's certain people that are not quite as comfortable on this side over here.
Nice finish from Cam.
I think I tried to emulate what Rob did. Rob was very comfortable returning serve, and I don't think people remember now, when Rob was 35-40, how well he moved for a guy who was as strong and offensive. I think we were both similar in the fact that we weren't too stressed about being on this end.
Right.
40-15, 1 chase.
And then, we were talking a little bit about the doubles. Playing with Camden as a lefty makes it even easier to return serve in doubles because he's just, no matter what I'm doing, he's moving up in front of the tambour.
Right.
And I'm being aggressive enough that usually it's a defensive return, and you've got the world champion standing there hitting the left-handed forehand volley. So, yeah, we tend to move around quite a bit more than other teams.
Yeah, we were talking about the starting positions and how far Camden was standing up in the court. Even in the singles here, was sort of, it feels like he's standing up at 4 and 5 some of the time, taking the ball early, taking the time away.
Yep, and the back wall here is so fast, that he's not necessarily worried about John's hitting cut and length. John's going fast, and Camden being
so he's trying to
upstairs.
cover that last gallery, or worse than last.
Yep. And do something with it.
Mm.
Yeah, on a court that's not quite so fast off the back wall, I don't think he certainly wouldn't be up as far.
Right.
Of course. 30-40.
Kudos to Ryan Carey again for the streaming. This is fantastic.
Yeah, we're obviously incredibly lucky to have him. Done, I think he has completely changed the way we see the game and watch it. My memory goes back a little bit. I don't know about yours, but I remember Simon Marshall, who for a while was a pro in Bordeaux, once live texted, he put some text updates on the French Open, and it was miraculous to get, updates the same day.
Exactly.
15 love.
I don't know what it was like back in,
The dark ages.
In the dark ages,
yeah.
and I probably had to, physically see. You had to come back and.
I'd have to find a coin-operated phone to call home and tell Darcy whether I won or lost.
But yeah, we're really lucky, and I think we all take it a little bit for granted now. I was watching some of the French Open today, which is being streamed over there, and it's fantastic to be able to have on, and we're so used to paying for this kind of content. We pay to watch our football matches and hockey and basketball. You've got your subscriptions. Here it's just free, and we can watch it anytime we want. We're really lucky.
This is where Camden just shows why he's world champ. I mean, he just soaks up so much offense and just puts so much pressure on people by getting balls back over the net.
Yeah.
And then guys just try and do a little bit more, and then they start overhitting, and Cam is very adept at hitting the targets. Tony Hollins is back.
Thanks very much for the insight, Tim. Tim's trotting back to Cam's corner. He's sitting down in the side gallery. I think I'm around saying is there no coaching allowed during the match?
Yes.
Might be something Neil. Hopefully,
that is true.
Yeah, Neil knows that. But yeah, so I guess he's more encouragement rather than actual coaching down there. But these guys have both got their teams.
Ooh, that was a different serve. I've been away for a few minutes, but he just went for a sidewall railroad.
I think that might be the first one.
Yep. And he missed it, so sticks to the game plan.
Yeah.
Lost it. 15-30.
Okay, what did I miss?
I mean, there's been some great rallies actually. Much like the first two sets, John got that first game. Cam pulled back to 1-1, and then snuck up to 2-1. It's been tight. It's good shot.
40-15.
There's another.
Yeah. And you can see there we got great camera work by Ryan. He flicked to the camera at the receiver's end. That serve from Cam just hit almost below the bando, so he overhit that one a little bit, gave John more space to work with.
Yeah, I feel like those dead-ons have been coming in kind of 2s and 3s for John. There's been a couple games where he's knocked a couple in a row, but hasn't managed to consistently get it going yet.
15 love.
Which again, all credit to Cam. He's not giving him those opportunities, right? He has that ball under control.
There we go. Getting a little bit more volume down the side gallery here from the Philadelphia contingent. You can see Henry Smith, we mentioned earlier. Robbie Whitehouse down there.
Chase the last gallery, 30 love.
Yep, that's good.
I was wondering whether we might have Mr. Hopton in the house. I know he was there 2 years ago. I could hear him on the stream when I was watching it. Always a very vocal supporter. Just short that one. Josh Smith making the call from the upper gallery.
That's right. Called into action. I was in that role in the...
Chase nearly a yard worse than last. 2 chases.
I was in that role in the Ladies World Championship final. The doubles final, I believe. I did the singles from the markers box. But the part of the challenge when you're up there is actually you're surprised sometimes when you're called into action. It can go as it has there, 2 or 3 sets, and you're not tasked with anything, and then all of a sudden you've got to make a call. You've got to make a call. It's an important one.
30 love server. Chase the last gallery.
Josh, the consummate professional, though. He
100%
has the full
concentration.
IWCC rules in front of him as well.
I believe he must also be the referee today as well, right?
That's right.
So
Chase off.
Chase off, I was going to say, yeah.
So still 30 love,
nearly
John.
a yard worse than the last gallery.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of people say this. I think Andrew Lyons is one of them. Chris Ronaldson, who've marked from the middle, and not have the benefit of having a guy up in the heavens helping them out with these calls. You know, you're listening for the sound. John puts that away. Great shot. Yeah, you're listening for that sound of the ball on the penthouse.
40 love.
Because obviously you can't see up there. It's a difficult call to make, because a lot of the time, here these guys are playing a little bit deeper, but on a lot of courts, guys will be looking to get that single bounce in and around that white line.
Yeah, it's definitely a skill. If I step back in there now, I would have... it would have atrophied a little bit, but at least my sense was we all got pretty accurate at it when we were in there for a good amount of time. I think Drew would even elect during the... I mean, if he's still watching, he can chime in, but I think he would elect to call those the railroads himself. He would, I think...
Yeah, he did, absolutely.
Receiver, Chase worse than 6 yards.
He had an interesting marking spot in Fontainebleau. For those who've played there, you probably know that there's no markers box. That's right from John. So it takes the game there 3-2. Yeah, in Fontainebleau, you walk into the court and out of the court from the door. Yeah, to chase the door. So he marked that whole match from chase the door on the surface side.
Wow.
And the recess, it's about the size of a coffin. So he was standing in there, and you know, especially we've seen it today, guys are looking to hit a lot of galleries.
Yeah.
You know, guys are
they're coming at him.
It into second gallery.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
So he was dodging and diving and ducking.
Protection of the net at that point. Wow, that's... Didn't they have another unique thing? Because the whole court is pitched at Fontainebleau, right? So the back walls are higher than the net because at one point it would have been an outside court, so the rainwater would run to the middle. And then the trough in the middle was truly a trough, so the rainwater would run off the court. So they had a question on the net height. Like, was the net 3 feet in height from at the net, or was it 3 feet based on the highest point on the court, or did you have to average it somewhere in the middle? I can't remember what they decided, but it was...
I'm sure there was some late night discussions.
Yeah.
But yeah, really interesting court. That's what makes this game, you know, we talked a lot about the court here today, but it does make it so interesting. You know, this court probably in front of I know they had a couple of iterations of it.
Yeah.
Wow. But I think it was probably built in the 1700s, so it's...
3 games all, 3 all.
Free electricity for sure.
Yeah, there's no blueprint, you know. No one's saying the court needs to be this size.
I think it just had to be 3 times longer than it was wide, right? So you just got a guy pacing it out, I guess.
But yeah, a lot of wiggle room there.
Yeah. John read it.
15 love. Right back, Lumley.
John 3-2 up in this set.
Rare miss.
Rare.
15 all.
Almost had a little too much time, kind of.
15 all. Says 40 love on our scoreboard. Might have had the scoreboard might have froze.
Maybe it's the predictive, the AI.
Chase, second gallery. 15 all.
I did take the transcript from the interviews that yourself and Barney did, and I pumped those into ChatGPT to create a nice bullet-pointed list for us to take a look at before the commentary, and there were some pretty funny funny outcomes in there. Oh, John,
Just a couple of volleys missed there.
30-15.
Okay, it's 30-15.
15, we've got that chase pending.
Okay, it's loose. Yeah, you want to kind of get that one in play. You've just seen a couple of balls miss from Cam. Big come on from Cam. Feels the importance of this game. It's got to get that momentum back.
Yeah, there's opportunity for John there.
Yeah, a couple of net tapes. If he kind of gets those. Cam's made a couple of rare errors. I think it was a John McEnroe quote that he would much rather see his opponent make an error than he would get a winner himself, just because of the knock-on mental effects of...
Got Peter Cipriano on the chat here.
Chase the second gallery.
Court tennis and rackets legend. Sure, he's got some opinions about the match today.
Oh,
Nick Jones on there as well.
It's that body shot you were talking about again, though. 4-3 to Camden. It looks like the scoreboard is back. Or it's closer.
Almost there.
Yeah, so kind of a similar pattern to the set before. John had an advantage in the mid-stage. Let's see if he can...
15 love.
If he can find a way to get through this game. Put more pressure on at the back end of this set. He's right there in each one.
That's good check.
15 all. score.
Oops.
30-15.
Watch out in the top galleries there.
Yeah. Oh, good shot from Cam.
30 all.
Maybe not quite what he planned, but certainly take it.
Yeah.
I'm just over-committing.
40-30, John.
Jace, better than the second gallery, 40-30.
So I know Ryan has heard this many times with the introduction of the commentary, but this feels like a big game. I like that Neil put on shorts for this. He's ready to step in should someone...
I imagine he's probably got a little bit of nervous energy. And
oh, for sure.
It's a tough job in there, especially with these guys.
Yeah.
They get back a lot of balls that you don't think
up.
they're going to.
Oops.
A little unorthodox. Wins it, has the line there. But yeah, it's a tough job in the fairly thankless task.
Yeah, if you're perfect, you go unnoticed, right?
Yeah. I think we all have our, we've part of the pro game here is we all play, but we also all mark, which I think is probably a good thing in terms of having a little more understanding of how difficult it is in there. Doesn't stop a few guys giving you an earful. That's a nice put away. I never marked a singles. I marked some singles challenge matches.
Mm-hmm.
I marked a. It was actually not a. It was actually a fine match, really well competed and played. But I marked Rob and Steve play Camden and Tim in the World Championship doubles final.
Oh wow!
In 2013, and it's a slightly different format. But it's a 2-day best of 9. Went 4 sets all, 5 games all, 30 all. And I was just praying there was
no close not up. So yeah.
Thankfully, they were just bashing the ball at each other, either hitting it in the target or
ball never hit the floor.
Yeah, ball never hit the floor. There was barely a call to make. John's going to let that one go.
Juice.
So Juice here.
Still 4-3 to Camden?
Yes. Yeah. Just hit the gallery there, I think, first.
Chase the door.
Chase the door.
There we go. Josh called into action again.
There we go. So that would have got Drew Lyons right in the nose, that one.
Gone over his head, surely. Yeah, that's true.
Get it in.
That's a good finish.
Yeah.
That's very good.
It's the kind of ball that if you miss it, you're in a complete no man's land. It's really it's kind of a binary outcome there. Either you put it away or Cam's going to chip it down to, 2 or better.
I noticed how I used that inside wall to make the target a little bigger. Like you can kind of aim for the inside of the grill and I think he gets it around Cam, but it also makes that target, gives it an extra little bit of wiggle room.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Chase the door.
Good shot from John. Wow, it's a great shot. Okay, I said it in the last game. This is also a big game.
I think they might all be big from here in this set.
Yeah. That's a good shot.
John just sticking in this. Oh, off the edge. Tough read.
15 love.
That's why we all aim for this corner. Oh, that's a tough one.
See John just getting that positive kind of self-talk.
Yeah.
Trying to pump himself up. He knows these are really crucial moments.
That's a good shot as well. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so Cam up 30-15, but we have last gallery pending. That looked deep. Stroke, 30 all. Not only is it a big game, this is a big point. Oh, that's well played, John. Okay, 40-30, we have a chase last gallery. The crowd likes it.
Yeah, I can see Robbie Whitehouse. I've not seen him move that quickly for several years. He was out of his seat there in that first gallery.
Almost hit his head on the penthouse.
Yeah, I can see Robbie up there, Rob Fay.
Yes.
40-30 server. Chase the last gallery.
So John with a point here to go to 5-4. Last gallery chase. We'll stick with that railroad, unsurprisingly.
That's a good shot as well, though. Wow. But see there how high John got in terms of his ready position. He's really looking to... Maybe he's thinking that Cam's going to drive that ball straight, so he wants to get an early jump on it. He wants to cut off the angles for the straight ball. Cam got around him. That's a good shot.
That really popped up. Oh, that's a good finish.
Looking positive, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely hitting some more targets this set. Yeah, Tim, while you were away, Tim said, I asked him what John needed to do to change this around. He said, he needs to find some targets here.
Yeah, and even then when he was going under the grill, he looked like he hit it with a little bit more intent. Obviously, you need a ball to hit to be able to do that, but...
Chance here.
Wow, yeah.
A couple of big bounces there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely been lively out there. I think John was tempted to do the behind the back.
Yeah, you got to talk yourself out of that. 4 games all.
Yeah, that might have been one. If it had been 4 games up, I think we would have seen that, but...
Yeah. Well, was it worse than 6?
Advantage receiver. Chase worse than 6 yards.
Yeah, interesting to see how John will approach this. He's been hitting a lot of galleries. Worse than 6 can't really hit that aggressive force.
Is that rolled forehand from Cam?
That's nice.
Oh. Oh. That's another good get.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's the danger.
It's missed high. That's where Cam makes you hit 3, 4, 5, 6 winners a point.
Yeah.
And again, notice how everything came back on the floor. It wasn't necessarily a winner, but it makes you have to really think about the next ball. You're hitting it below the net tape, from below the net tape. Oops. Mr. Whitehouse, you should probably move him away from the microphone. Ooh, picked that well.
Looking for that body again.
There's more intent. I like it.
Where's that going?
Oh, wow, that's a good point. But even there, John looks like he's putting an extra little bit. He looks focused. He looks like he's adding a little bit more purpose to everything.
That's a good shot.
Yeah. Cam's advantage.
Advantage, server.
4 games all. Third set. Second gallery.
Yeah, probably a good option there for John.
Yeah, I think so. It's dead. Yeah.
So we've got 4 all. Cam's coming down this receiving end, his advantage. Second gallery.
Advantage, receiver. Takes the second gallery.
I'm sure John again is going to stick with that railroad. Yeah, perhaps hoping to get Cam to hit into his forehand, open up those hazards. Still looking for them.
Yeah, that's a good shot. Doesn't need much of an opening. It's a great point.
Big roar from Camden there.
Game.
5-4.
Game, receiver. 5 games to 4. Receiver lead.
Let's hope John can get this back to 5-4. I'd love to see him
Yeah,
go
let's
out
see
at
a
5-all here. Yeah, sometimes those tight games, especially when you've had a couple of game points, can be a little deflating when you lose them. Can also go the other way.
Yeah, he needs to get right back on it. Like I say, I think he is playing with a little bit more purpose. He's trying to find that nick. He's trying to find a slightly faster, flatter ball. I think he's doing the right things. He's just got to keep executing. John, that is.
Yeah. Cam with another dead on there. I think we think of hitting that dead on. It's kind of assume it's got to be like a power shot. Those last couple, Cam.
Oops. I don't mind that. Again, like, hit your shots, John.
Yeah, those last couple dead-ons Cam hit, I'd say they were medium pace at these guys' level, but he's so good at holding that ball and kind of showing you one way and putting it in the other corner.
It's slightly different, but I think that's what they're both doing from the service end, sliding it under winning gallery, maybe just forcing them to stay maybe a step wider, open up the space in the grill timbre area as well. You can't be too one-dimensional.
Right.
That's a good shot from John.
Yeah, I think especially, we've seen Camden is happy to step up and take that ball early. Even in singles, you'll see him sometimes got a cross court,
pop up all over the
Yeah,
place.
he'll stand, he'll cut it off before it gets to timbre on that forehand volley. So I think you're right. John's trying to keep him honest. It's a great get. Yeah, that main wall timbre from John's backhand is definitely a source of winners there. Such a tough read. Yeah, even someone like Cam.
Get it in there faster, flatter, right? Like take time away. Set point. 5-4 Camden. I would describe that as an extended golf clap from the crowd there.
Yeah, it's been pretty polite today. I think maybe it's the lack of Aussies in the crowd. Especially when Rob was playing, it got a little raucous, which was always good fun.
Half a yard worse than the last gallery.
So half a yard worse than last set point. And that wins it.
That's big. Cam going for a shirt change.
So 3 sets to love.
Riviere, 6-4.
So I think we're going to have another short break here while Camden changed his shirt, and Neil was going to follow him. I think it's part of the referee's job to make sure none of the players are taking any nefarious substances. So Neil's going to follow him into the bathroom there. Check we're playing clean. We'll take a look at some of the comments in a second. Tony, one of the stats I wanted to... So Mr. Gatenbeek sent us some stats earlier in the year. Yeah, the man himself. Thank you, Ben. And one of them I liked was Camden's played at Newport 86 times, won 78. The only players to beat him were John Lumley back in 2013. You might remember his National League match.
Yep.
I don't know whether were you here at that time?
2013. I was playing with Cam. No, I was working in Boston, so we were Team New England. So I was Cam's partner.
Okay.
So yeah, we played the doubles together afterwards.
Right. So John beat him back then. Vagona beat him in 05, 06, 08, 09 in the US Pro. Those guys always had a great, still have, but had a great rivalry in that period. Faye beat him in the 07 US Pro, and Dave Woodman, who not been around for a while, beat him in the 06 Van Allen. But
wow.
But all that adds up to Camden not losing a match here since 2009, which is pretty ominous. And I guess if you're John now, 3-love down, let's hope he's not. Let's hope he's not listening into that.
Mr. Chisholm just giving me French Open score updates. Congratulations to Levi Gale for making, I believe, his first Open semi-final. Must be, right?
Oh, yeah, it must be. Who did he beat to?
Lewis Williams.
Oh, great. That's a good win. Yeah, a lot of Prested Hall boys.
Yeah, it's good to see.
Levi and Vaughan are both at Prested, I think.
Trying to relinquish Seacourt's crown for most professionals generated, or?
Yeah, I don't know if Prested can claim to generate these two, but they're working there at least.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, just looking through some of the comments. Gavin Maxwell on the stream. Gavin, great to hear from you. I'm sure he's watching from the office. Hopefully you've got the trading desk. Hopefully you've got the multi-screens on the French Open, World Championship. Maybe a little bit of work on there as well, but Mr. Schenkman on there as well. I think Rob probably should be playing in the French Open, no? I mean,
he is. Yeah, he also won today.
4 seed,
right?
5 seed. So yeah, Rob, great to hear from you. Hope the Open's going well. I think he's. Yeah, I think he would play
he beat
Nicky
Darren today
in the semi.
Yeah, I believe so.
So it's great to have his input. Yeah, I think Mr. Cipriano saying the 2013 loss. I think Camden was carrying an injury back then. It was a shorter format. This National League, I think back then as well, it was best of 3 with game balls, maybe 3 or 4 all in the third. It's like a shortened format. It kind of leads perhaps to, slightly less predictable results. Maybe as evidenced by a couple of wins I snuck in at certain points. But yeah, that wouldn't have been a best of 5 like the US Pro or some of the others. So perhaps
no, it wasn't a best of 5. It was definitely best of 3. I do remember the balls being unique, but I mean you can't take Camden is good everywhere always.
Yeah.
So yeah, you still gotta beat him.
Yeah, he said something interesting when we spoke to him about his racket. He's spent a bit of time developing it and getting it to how he likes, but he said fundamentally, like, he doesn't really care. Like, just give him any racket and he'll figure it out.
So Cam was my roommate in Newport in probably between, when was that, 2007-ish. I think that pro singles, I remember him having 1 standard Grays, 1 Wayne Davies series, 1 extra tech, all with different grip sizes, different states of wear. Looking at this guy who at the time was maybe world number 5 or something like that. Just he didn't phase him at all.
15 love.
Maybe he had the heard some stories about Wayne Davies with his serving racket and his returning end racket.
That's right. Yeah, I think
he was.
Sometimes one was an inch shorter, and there was a Grays and then a Bancroft from certain ends. Yeah. Okay, do we think John can take this fourth set today?
I mean, I think psychologically it's really important. If you get out of here at 1-3, having pushed Camden in 2 of the other sets. I think John will maybe not be happy with that, but we'll certainly see something to work with, a way forward.
He's trending 6'2", 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, he's definitely getting closer. Yeah. But I do think it's important that I think if it goes for love, obviously we'll come back on Thursday. It's going to be a completely different day. But I think the confidence he'll take from winning this set would be huge.
Yeah, it changes mentality at the end of the day. You've won the last set that you played.
We saw some interesting momentum shifts in John's final eliminator when he played Nicky down in Aiken, which does show that like the match, it's the same court, it's the same balls, it's the same players. The match day by day can be very different. John went down there and won on the first day, same format as here. He won 3-1. Good dodge from Neil there, almost got taken out. And then, the thing that we talked about earlier, which does make this format so different, is you get the chance to sleep on it. You get the chance to take a day off, practice. And, Nicky obviously had a word with his team, figured out, what he needed to change, and actually came out on that second day and blitzed John, won 4 love.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about the balls change, the tactics can change. Like it does. It's not as stable as maybe as like cracking open a can of Wilson US Open balls, and They will soften, they will slow down. Oh.
I don't know whether that helps John, but maybe different is better. Oh, wow. Ooh, great effort.
Yeah.
Don't know whether, in hindsight, he'd play that again, but
no.
It's sort of like the behind the back ball we had at, I think, 4-all in the last set. Pretty low percentage shot, but really, it looks really good on the highlights reel when Ryan puts it together.
That's right.
And that is definitely, you know, that's a part of it.
Advantage receiver.
Oh, we got the scoreboard back too.
That is the first game of the 4th set.
So we got a question in the chat about Cam's shoes, and yes, he did change shoes. He was wearing the same K-Swiss as John in the first 3 sets, and just switched to. He's got the white K-Swisses now. I don't know why. We'll try and find out what the reason for that is.
Did he change his socks as well?
I think he sort of indicated to Neil he was going to do a full change. It's actually, despite being September, it's actually quite hot out on the court. It's kind of muggy in here, so these guys, they're getting for a lot of work.
Yeah, we had a scare as the guys were practicing with the court can sweat, and it was right on the edge of trying to do just that right before the guys were going to step on court.
Chase.
Yeah, it's a good finish.
15-all. Oh.
The one thing we know for sure, John is just going to keep fighting. He's going to keep working. Keep trying to find those openings.
Oh.
And Cam gets it.
Oh, unbelievable point.
Yeah, I mean, John has done so well to finish that, but the fact that Cam got that back on the floor, tight to that side wall.
30-15. Chase, worse than the last 2 chases. Receiver leads 30-15. Chase the second gallery.
Shot.
Up.
Yeah, that's so good.
30-all. Chase worse than the last gallery.
Yeah, like you said, that backhand is so comfortable cutting it down.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good shot. Stretching him.
Oh, John not happy with the ball.
40-30.
That was from the previous point as well.
Yeah, it's always a
still
ball
thinking about that one.
you lose the point on.
Yeah.
Point on.
Yeah.
Never complaining about the bad bounce on the points we win. Oh yeah,
That's good as well. Wow. Okay, here we go.
Game receiver. 1 game all.
That's a good shot. How do you like this this two-handed backhand that
I like
both
it.
guys employ?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Something reasonably new now. I mean, in terms of, Cam's been using it a little bit longer. Vagona, I think, I don't know if he pioneered it, but he's certainly the first guy I remember hitting that double hander.
So Cam, John, Bryn Sayers, there are a few guys that, especially the ones that start the game younger, they would have been two-handed on both sides at one stage. I mean, those guys started the game in the single digits in terms of age. I mean, off the timbre, when the ball gets behind John, I think that's one of his biggest strengths, and the fact that he can hit an offensive ball off that straight timbre, the one that comes kind of more in towards his chest. Most right-handers are just trying to cut that down to a length or something like that. He can actually drive through that ball. On top of that, with that short swing, he's so strong and physically capable that you add the left hand plus just his physical abilities, and all of a sudden that's an offensive weapon, and it makes him a little bit more like a left-hander to play against. So I'm a big fan of the two-hander backhand.
Is that something you think we might see young players getting taught?
I think so. Yeah, we've got a guy who just picked up the game here who he's in his 20s, but he has two-handed backhand. He's capable of cutting the ball down on that with the two hands. He knows to use the one hand in certain scenarios. I think it can add a lot of stability and a lot of additional weapons in certain cases. I'm sure the traditionalists are going nuts right now with the must be one.
I feel like the area which
That's a good finish as well. He's finding his targets.
Yeah, especially with these guys hitting the ball, harder probably than ever. I think on that backhand side, it's difficult to feel strong enough to get some of these, these balls back. I like the idea of it, like defensively.
Yeah, and when that ball's up above shoulder head height, it's a lot easier to get on top of that backhand volley when you've got that left hand kind of getting on top of it. Compared to sometimes it's a little easier to maybe spray that backhand volley once it gets up high.
Right.
You can actually be maybe even offensive from that position, bring the ball down into the court a lot more easily. So I like it.
I'm sure we'll see as the years go on whether it's something that gets taken up by more of these top players. But definitely interesting to see two guys out there with that double-handed backhand on
they use it
shots.
situationally, right? Like
right.
West stand 3.
1-30 all here. I mean,
it's almost a TKO.
More than
the
a yard
match there.
worse than the last gallery.
Well dodged.
That was well dodged. Didn't miss the dead on by much. Wow.
Another good shot.
Game server 2-1. Oh, thanks. Love.
Alistair Curley in the chat saying James Mayle was a two-hander long ago.
That is true.
It's true.
Two hands both sides. I think even picked up a baseball scout from the Major League Baseball spotted James Mayle at the Pro Singles years ago and offered him a tryout for the Blue Jays, I believe.
Is that right?
Yeah, apparently he could hit a fastball on both sides. He was a switch hitter, but just couldn't see the curveball, having never seen it before. But that's at least the story that I've heard, having never met the guy.
saw him play once. I think he came out of retirement for a British Open. I don't know who Rob was. Rob Fay was scheduled to play with someone, and they pulled out injured pretty last minute. So Mail stepped in and played with him, and they won the whole event. I think Mail hadn't touched a court tennis racket in
just
a few years.
Clean ball striker.
Yeah, really impressive.
Anyone who can hit a rackets ball and a court tennis ball like that.
Yeah. I know he's always in the conversation of, you know, who is the best rackets player ever. You know, someone in our pro shop in New York certainly has opinions about that as well.
30-15 receiver.
Barney.
Barney has opinions on lots of things. So yeah, Barney Tanfield's going to join us actually Thursday for this day 2 of play. Do some of the commentary.
Finish, John. Well played. All right, let's see him push on.
The second gallery chase.
Oh,
just got it up. But
14, 13.
That's a good shot.
I mean, what do you think? So he's 3 sets and 3 love down.
Game server.
Do you maybe now try a couple of different serves?
3 games to 1. 3-1.
I mean, I think, yeah. I
Yeah,
think
right.
I probably would.
Change the rhythm.
15 love time.
Yeah, maybe he's decided that
This is the
kind of
game plan.
doesn't like, yeah.
And it's, listen, it's hard. He's had game points at the back end of sets. So it's not like he's been there.
Yeah, he's been there. It's been, you know, it's been a couple points here and there.
So it's easy to maybe look for a different game plan when the scoreline's as it is, but maybe it is just you just need a bounce. You need to execute maybe a little better in 30 all deuce sort of moments.
You know, I wouldn't mind. I think I've seen, you know, John and his partner Steve Agona in some of their doubles matches with Camden and Tim mix up that serving a lot more.
Get him moving a little bit.
Get him moving, yeah.
Even the, oh, there we go. Okay, we've seen a different one. Maybe that was the moment he's decided.
Is that big timbre?
And he won the point. Big come on. Interesting. There we go. Changed it up a little bit. Because it was interesting. Before that, you've got the railroad, and then the second serve is a demi-piqué. So he's clearly trying to pin Cam on the backhand.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't want to let him turn onto that forehand. And we've seen a couple times that, you know, Camden's able to hold that ball. He's able to hit the main wall. He can also flick it straight. He's been hitting the ball right at John's body. I don't know whether John feels like he's got a great read on what Cam's going to do there.
Yeah.
We've seen Cam use that boast really well as well, not necessarily off the returner serve, but you know, forehand boast into that big main wall. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see going forward. He obviously John had all success with that last serve, so see if he sticks with it when he gets back into the service end.
15-40.
Just off the edge there. Oh yeah.
Cam thought maybe that was going to bite a little bit more. It kind of slid through. It's 2-3.
That's good play.
Yeah.
15 love.
Cam stretching out his forearm a little bit.
You can take a 5-minute injury timeout, yep.
Interesting. So we've got a 5-minute injury timeout there. I think Cam's just indicating, like you said, he's maybe having some problems with his hand. Just stretching out the palm there. I didn't notice anything prior to that point. It wasn't like, it looked like he was struggling with it.
He hadn't indicated anything, right? Like,
saw him munching down a banana after that second set. I've been seeing him taking on a lot of fluids in the last couple of sets as well, but we'll see whether this is just a cramp or whether he's tweaked something in there. Just giving the legs a little stretch as well. So
looks kind of crampy the way he's kind of stretching out.
Yeah, it does. Working through the fingers.
Power squat going.
So cramp is now considered an injury.
Okay.
I think previously there was a bit of grey area around it. So you can take a 5-minute injury timeout.
I mean, I thought I heard him say that it was cramp to Neil. I think he even asked the question, can I take a 5-minute injury timeout for cramp? I think I might have even been pro rep when we were maybe talking about this at one stage. I mean, my thought was, I mean, we've got Dr. Anders Cohen in the dead on, which is very, very helpful. But if I'm in the marker's box and a guy tells me that he's injured, I'm probably not going to walk up to him and confidently say, oh no, you haven't torn your calf, that's cramp.
Don't want to diagnose them?
No. I mean, I can WebMD with the best of them, but
yeah. So it looks like he's getting some fluids there from Dacre Stoker, who's one of Cam's coaches, Janice Pearson, who's also part of his team. She'll be working on him later, and then I'm sure tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
With some massages.
Helping him out. I will say, Chat GPT during the transcripts of the interviews, I do like how it converted Dacre Stoker to Baker Stalker. I thought that was a very fun... I might even see if Dacre's willing to change his name.
But yeah, I'm sure Neil and Josh Smith, our match referees, have got, sure they've got the stopwatch running.
Yep.
And I think from this point onwards, if you're injured, you're injured. There's no.
I think so, unless it's a new injury, right? Isn't there something? I don't know actually off the top of my head now that I'm thinking about it. But I think
check through the.
You certainly can't take another time out for the same injury.
Right. I don't know if this was the Josh Dodgson rule or not. Is this the Dodgson rule? Mr. Dodgson had a lot of cramping issues.
Yep.
In his earlier years, poor conditioning, I'd say. But yeah, used to get the wrist cramp and come and go, and it can be complicated for the other player as well. Your rhythm's broken. John's just got on a nice little run there as well. So we'll see how John comes back to this. But as we were talking about earlier, we mentioned really briefly with Tim Chisholm when he was on the chat. John might also be trying to keep this match long. He had his win in the US Open against Camden by keeping him out there. You know, Cam's body wasn't able to keep going. So that might be part of the plan here from John. You know, extend the rallies here. See for the next few points what Camden's movement's like, see what his racket handling's like. Looking pretty good in this point here.
Chase, better than 4 twice, 2 chases.
A little slow on that one. Cam's dealt with this before as well, though. Obviously, experience of playing that US Open. My memory isn't perfect on it, but I think even when he was injured, he still put on a pretty good fight. You know, all these top players are used to playing at less than 100%, let's put it that way, in terms of their physical fitness. So, you know, they're used to finding solutions to some of these problems. So we'll see what Camden does here.
Had to step away for a second. How's he looked since returning?
There was a couple of heavy steps actually. The racket.
Won the chase.
Oof. Better than 4, yeah.
Vicious bounce there. Yeah, the racket skills looks absolutely fine, but
okay,
he definitely
it seemed to be the forearm, right, initially.
Yeah, it did seem to be the forearm. Yeah, just a little tentative with a couple of the movements. Saying maybe John's gonna, you know, try and think about testing Cam out in terms of his movement in these next couple points, just to kind of see where he is.
Extend some rallies.
Yeah, the tricky thing is we're obviously midway through a set here. You know, you can't spend too long figuring it out before.
No, I think if nothing else, let's say the game plan doesn't change, it gives you an extra little bit of confidence when you see a guy's been struggling kind of early in a set.
40-30.
Rare miss there.
Oh, it's a good game.
Might flush. Dig.
Chase, the first gallery, 40-30.
Yeah, I can see him still kind of pulsing that hand as he walks to the net there. Clearly a little bit of discomfort, but it doesn't seem to be, it doesn't seem to be painful during the points, or at least it doesn't look like he's struggling with it.
Yeah.
In any great sense there.
Game point for John here. Let's get back to 3 games all.
Got Christian Bullet in the chat just saying, Camden, drink some water and let's go. Imagine Bullet's probably got dinner reservation he's trying to get to.
40-30 receiver. Chase, the first gallery.
It's Robbie. Trying to G on John.
Oh, rolled out.
Oh, wow. That's pretty accurate.
Something extra satisfying about that one that goes in off the edge.
Oops. It's not a bad idea. Get him changing direction.
I mean, you can see Camden's
He looks okay
cheating
there.
across. Yeah, I mean, the turning was fine there, but he's cheating across looking for that cross-court into his backhand.
Yeah, you got to at least ask the question, right? Like,
Service advantage. Chase, the second gallery.
okay, another game point for John here. That's a great get. That is a good get. It's a big point for John. He's done well from 2 inches off the floor there.
That's a beauty.
Gains all. 3-all.
It's that reinforced wayward racket there.
That's right.
A little bit of frame on that one.
A little yellow paint on that ball.
That's for sure.
15 love.
Okay, Cam's end. Kicked into life there.
Chase the last gallery. 15 love.
I've described Cam's team as more clappers than yellers.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Not quite as raucous as the Philly crew.
No.
But they've definitely had a lot to clap about so far.
They have.
30 love. 30 love.
So like we say, he's gone 6-2, 6-3, 6-4. Can John improve upon his 6-4?
First gallery. 2 chases.
I'm very happy taking those galleries there.
Yeah.
Last gallery and first gallery. Yeah, I'm not looking to extend the points.
No. I mean, whoever's at the service end, they're odds on to win those points, right? So just get out of those rallies.
Server leads. Chase the last gallery.
Ooh. Grimace from Cam there.
Oof.
15-30.
Felt like it was going to be very close there.
Yeah, that was almost like a reverse demi-piqué.
Oh.
It's a great finish.
Yeah, I mean, that's clinical. Oops.
Chase.
Yeah, good shot.
1 yard.
Another little grimace from Cam there. He maybe clipped the back wall. It could be unrelated, but...
Yeah, he wasn't struggling with anything when you were putting him through his paces.
No. Could have been something to do with the guy on the other end of the net, though.
Lost it.
Okay, 30-40.
40.
Go back to that railroad. Huge point here.
Oh, just sat up a little bit.
Yeah.
John thought it was going to come down.
4 games to 3. 4-3.
Just the situation. I mean, we're sitting in the grill here. There was one that was going to float in towards kind of underneath the grill, heavy cut from John, and Cam just stepped up and volleyed that back into his backhand corner. He knew it was going to be trouble as soon as it got behind him. He saw it right off John's racket. Just the decision making is so quick and so correct.
There we go.
15 love.
That's a shot all these guys
Oh.
probably practiced 100,000 times. putting that ball off the back wall into the grill.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Cam just walking over to that main battery wall here, trying to stretch out the fingers. Little fist pump there from Cam as well. I think he immediately regretted it. Looked like it.
couldn't open the fist again.
Open it up.
Different serve from John.
Yeah, this is that high serve. I thought we might see a little bit more today.
It can be effective here. It really can. The back penthouse is quite forgiving, so if it takes one bounce on that back penthouse, it still actually stays quite straight, stays close to that back wall.
Do you think we might see that more on Thursday when the balls have softened? I think sometimes when they're new, it kind of
yeah, maybe it's not going to grip. It's going
to the penthouse a little deeper.
Yeah.
I remember watching a lot of matches here. Guys serving that very effectively.
Yeah, it really can be. That's a good shot.
One of the great professionals who's no longer with us, Mike Gooding. I remember him using that to great effect.
Oh yeah.
Some of his 5-hour matches.
Yeah.
He was. Oh, good shot. A lot of time to think about that one.
Yeah.
It's the kind of ball that maybe you overthink. Cam made a little move across there just to kind of show John he was thinking about covering it.
Second gallery.
Yeah.
Juice.
Just the margins are so slim. There's so many 30-alls, so many juices. Like, you can find a way, find a pattern of play to close out these points more regularly.
Good serve.
That's a good shot.
Chase,
yeah, that's nice. We had a great view of that. That was just all day just working down into that corner.
I don't know whether John hit a bad shot there by any means, but you feel like that kind of head height timbre, especially when it's coming right down the line. Cam just has so long to see it, and he's so good at doing something with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like normally we're pretty happy just kind of working the timbre. It's sort of
you've got to think you'll have another swing at a ball.
Yeah, keeping the guy under pressure, but
apparently not. And that's, again, I think, a strength of John's also, like that main wall timbre. He has more options than a lot of us do, so it's... But, yeah, that control from Cam there was just insane.
Oh, getting that.
It's gone for the cheese.
Receives point.
Barney Tanfield.
Is that right?
2 yards.
I think one of Barney's specialties is set, chase the line, and win it with hazard the line. I've seen him do that a few times.
I'm not a fan of that one.
It's unlucky. Playing better than two there. That volley that Cam put off the timbre. Loose with the serve.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Chase.
That was totally insane.
He didn't even turn to follow that. He knew exactly where that was going to be. Again, not something you would teach, but he just... Yeah, it's a good shot. Yeah. Second gallery. I can't remember the exact stats, but relatively neutral chase, right? Like in terms of...
Yeah, I think you're right. I think both guys will feel walking to their respective ends here. There's
feeling
a
like
good
they
chance.
can win this.
Yeah.
Got some space as the receiver. but as the server, it's just restrictive enough that maybe they've got to think about it before they drive that ball hard and straight.
Yeah.
Chase the second gallery.
Ooh, bit loose. Yeah, smart shot from John there. Yeah, Cam's almost looked like he got caught. Maybe thinking about that last gallery. I think in the end he was trying to cut it down on the floor, but
I think he was, and you do
over
wonder whether maybe the hand isn't releasing the way it maybe he wanted it to.
Yeah, I think for someone of his skills, that was a rare loose shot.
Yeah. That's better.
Great get.
Chase the line. No stroke.
Oh, wow.
Gallery, 2 chasing.
A couple of misses in there, but some unbelievable retrieving as well.
Yeah.
A couple balls just spraying up on that penthouse. Problem with playing against these guys is,
where do you go?
Yeah, even when the ball's on the penthouse, it doesn't feel like, you know, there's any ball necessary that they couldn't potentially cover.
Right.
No stroke. First chase is the line. Chase the line.
So, a couple of pretty weak chases. Chase the line, chase last gallery.
Oh!
15 love server.
We saw them all going over earlier.
Yeah.
15 love server, chase the last gallery.
We did replace the Sentinel. It used to effectively be like a red canvas and a garden hose, so it was
yeah, there was no stuffing in there, was there?
No.
Very.
Everything used to go over.
Chase off.
It's a good get there from John. That ball popped out, kicked into him.
Yeah.
I think he was expecting the bounce there, so.
All right, 4-all, 15 love Camden.
It's in.
30 love.
That's a good shot. Yeah, good ball.
40 love 70.
This is exactly the type of game Camden would be hoping for here.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Game
It's a great serve, wow. He just finds a way at the back end of these sets. He's those 30 alls.
70s 5-4. Chase, the last gallery. No stroke.
Good eye.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Is that Josh called into action again?
Yeah, Josh's second call.
Look at that.
They've both been hitting that railroad pretty deep.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're not
too many calls to make, but It's been right on it when they has.
15 love.
Love.
John won't get flustered though. He'll be ready to compete in every point.
Oh. 15 all. Thirty, 15.
That's a good shot.
Yeah.
With that one chase.
Oh, that was
a good shot.
inch perfect. That must have been a millimetre over that net.
So set point.
Set point. This to take Camden into a commanding 4-love lead after the first day.
Receiver. Chase the last gallery.
Ooh, that sounded like a string.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Always. Okay, I mean, at set point, that could be... Who knows? Who knows whether if that string hadn't broken, if that ball was going over, but that could be a mini little turning point.
Certainly this racket's not going to have quite the same feel.
Seems to be good enough.
Receiver.
Wow, there it is.
So that's game and set. Camden 6-4 in that last set. Takes a commanding 4 sets to love lead. 6-2, 6-3, 6-4, 6-4. I think it's fair to say the sets were all very well contested. I think John will be disappointed not to have taken one of those sets there, just to give himself a little bit of a platform in the match.
Today's play. Riviere leads by 4 sets to love. Play will resume on Thursday. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that was very competitive. Yeah, John will be disappointed, but he can now step away and work with his team and figure out how to attack day 2. He'll be back on court tomorrow, as will Camden.
Right. And I think we'll see everyone hopefully on the USCTA YouTube channel on Thursday, 2:30 p.m. US time or Eastern time.
And look at that! What a good-looking grill.
7:30 p.m. I guess UK time, 8:30 p.m. French time, and very early Australian time.
Yeah.
4:30, 5:30.
Early hours in the morning.
Yeah, but these guys will be up. Anyway.
Absolutely. All right, we will see you all again on Thursday. Thank you, Adrian.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.